Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com, and in this video we're going to look at the best credit cards here in 2022. But first, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So it's 2022, and each year at the beginning I like to do sort of an overview of the credit card market, talk about the best of what is out there. To some extent, this is a skimming of the surface. So if you're someone that's not super into credit cards, but you might want to upgrade the card or cards in your wallet, this is the video for you. If you prefer a deeper dive into individual credit cards or credit card categories, we've got a lot of other videos for that. If you're someone that's already subscribed and you know a whole lot, well, this still might be a refresher for you of what is going on in the market overall. Now, I'm doing this video in January of 2022. The credit card market is constantly changing. Oftentimes in July or thereabouts, I will do an update to this. So if you're watching this video after July, you might want to take a look up here and see if there's a little message with a link to a new updated video. If you don't see that, it's not updated yet. All right, so let's get started. The most popular type of credit card when it comes to rewards is cashback. It is the simplest to understand, and for people that are looking to get a little bit better credit card but not think too much about their credit cards, this is where they often are going to start and oftentimes finish as well. The simplest cashback credit cards and often the most satisfying are going to be what I call flat cashback cards, meaning you get the same cashback percentage on all your purchases regardless of whatever category. You don't have to think about any of that stuff. It's going to be the same on everything. The sort of high water mark right now when it comes to flat cashback cards is 2% across the board on all of your purchases. Now, the two best 2% flat cashback cards out there as I make this video, the Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa, the FNBO Evergreen Visa. Both of these cards, no annual fee, 2% cashback on every purchase that you make with the card. And then they also, as I make this video, have a $200 bonus opportunity for new cardholders when you spend $1,000 with the card in the first 3 months of having it. These cards are very similar. You could choose either one and have almost the same experience with them in terms of the rewards that you are going to get. Now, there are other 2% cards on the market to look at as well. All of these are good 2% cards, but they either don't have a bonus or they have a lesser bonus, but you should check them out because every once in a while they do have a better bonus, or at least as good of a bonus. So the TD Double Up card, the SoFi credit card, the Citi Double Cash, the PayPal Cashback MasterCard, the Fidelity Visa, all of those also good choices in the 2% flat cashback category. Now, getting 2% cash back on everything is pretty nice, and if you only want to hold one credit card, well, then you could be done with this video right here. But if you are still here and you are willing to hold more than one card, you might want to get yourself a card or cards that would complement whichever 2% flat cashback card you choose. So the second card that I would tell you to get to go along with that 2% card is the Citi Custom Cash Card, a no annual fee card that's going to give you 5% cash back on your purchases in a certain purchasing category each month, wherever you spend the most each month from some predefined categories, everyday categories like gas stations, restaurants, grocery stores, and others as well. So wherever you spend the most, you're going to get 5% cash back on up to $500 of purchases in that category. Everything else only going to give you 1%. So this is a card really to use for those 5% categories. So if you had the Citi Custom Cash Card with its 5% category, and then you filled everything else with a 2% flat cashback card, well, then that is a pretty good two-card lineup. Now, there are a ton of other good cashback cards on the market. It just depends on how much you want to maximize every single purchase, how many cards you want to hold and think about. If you wanted to go beyond those two cards we just talked about, you might choose, for example, the Capital One Savor One card, a no annual fee card that's going to give you 3% cash back on dining, on entertainment, on grocery store purchases, and on most streaming services. So if you held that with the other two, well, then you got 3% on a lot of everyday categories. You could choose 5% in whichever place you think you're going to spend the most each month, and then have 2% to fill every other purchase that you might make. So that's a 3-card lineup that could make you very happy. But wait, there's more. You might choose the Freedom Flex and/or Discover It card in order to get access to their 5% rotating categories, where you get 5% cash back on whatever categories they have decided to give 5% cash back on each calendar quarter. So every 3 months it is going to change what you're getting 5% on. So you got to kind of keep on top of these cards. But if you wanted to have one or both of these along with all the other ones we have just talked about, that would allow you to maximize even further. The US Bank Cash Plus card is a no annual fee card that allows you to choose 2 5% cashback categories from a list that US Bank provides. Get this card, combine it with all those other cards that you may have already chosen, and you're maximizing like crazy. And then of course there's the Amazon Visa, where if you are an Amazon Prime member, you'll get 5% back on all your Amazon and Whole Foods purchases. Even if you're not an Amazon Prime member, you could get 3% back at Amazon. And then maybe you shop at Target a lot. If so, you could get the Target Red Card and get yourself 5% back on everything you buy. If you don't have the card, you're paying 5% more than everybody else. Costco and Sam's Club both have decent cash back cards, especially strong in the gas category. If you are a paid member of Costco or Sam's Club, you might consider one of those. If you're a Verizon customer, you might choose the Verizon Visa, no annual fee card, where you get 4% on gas, 4% on groceries, 3% on dining, and other enhanced benefits as well. Now, the rewards you get here, you can only use toward your Verizon bill, so you're not going to get cash in hand, but if you're a Verizon customer already, you got to pay that bill, so it's pretty much the same thing. And I could go on. In fact, I will. You might also consider the American Express Blue Cash Preferred Card, the U.S. Bank Altitude Go Visa, the Navy Federal Credit Union More Rewards American Express, Bank of America's Customized Cash Card, the Venmo Visa, the Apple Card, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, perhaps the PNC Cash Rewards Card, and there are even more out there. So get that 2% flat cashback card, get the Citi Custom Cash Card for 5% on your highest spend category, and then decide how much more of a cashback lineup you want. How many cards do you want to hold? Which ones make sense based on the spending you do? All right, now let's talk about the other big credit card rewards category, and that is travel. Travel credit cards, more complicated than cashback cards, and to be honest, for most people, they are not worth the time and effort. However, if you're someone that spends a lot on your credit cards and you travel often, they could be worth it. And the reason I say that is because most good travel credit cards, in fact, probably all good travel credit cards, are going to have an annual fee. So you are going to want to be someone that is going to spend a lot on those cards in order to get a lot of rewards and take advantage of the benefits that those cards have when you travel. Otherwise, they're not going to be worth it with that annual fee, especially after the first year, because a lot of these cards are going to have really great bonuses in the first year. But after that bonus goes away, if you're not traveling a lot and spending a lot on that card, well, then that annual fee is really going to kill you to pay every year. Now, if travel credit cards sound good to you, there are sort of two roads that most people are going to go down. You might choose to go with a specific airline and or hotel card that is going to give you more rewards and more perks and benefits with that airline or hotel. Things like free breakfast at the hotel, maybe free checked baggage with the airline, priority seating, all of that kind of stuff. So you get more perks, but the downside is you have less flexibility because the rewards you earn are only going to be useful at that particular airline or with that hotel chain. So if you're flying with an airline regularly or staying at a hotel chain regularly, well, then maybe that is going to be the path you are going to want to go down. Probably more people are going to want to go down the other path, which is a flexible points card that can be used for travel from one of the big banks. These cards are going to allow you to use your points for a lot of different types of travel with a lot of different travel companies, but you're not going to get some of those extra perks like I just talked about, the free breakfast, the checked bags, all of that sort of thing. But for most people, the flexibility is something that is more attractive to them unless they already have loyalty with an airline or a hotel chain. Now, if you want to go specific, pretty much all of the major airlines and hotel chains have good travel credit cards. It just depends on which one you want to choose based on your travel. So I'm not really going to cover them individually here. Each one could be a video to itself. But Southwest, United, Delta, Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton, pretty much everyone is going to have one or more pretty good credit cards, and you can just decide which one makes sense for you. Go to the website of the hotel chain or the airline and find their rewards program, and you can be sure they will pitch you on all of the credit cards that they have available to you. On the other hand, if you want more flexibility when it comes to earning and redeeming travel rewards points, you are probably going to want to choose a card from either American Express, Chase, or Capital One. Each one of these issuers has pluses and minuses when it comes to their overall travel rewards programs, as well as their individual cards. All right, let's start with Chase because I think they're the most user-friendly when it comes to people that are new to travel credit cards. Chase has the Ultimate Rewards program, which gives you points when you make purchases with Chase cards, both the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which we'll talk about, but also other Chase cards in their lineup. So you have the ability to pool your points between multiple Chase cards, and this is a good thing, as I will show you in a moment. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred is the card that I would most likely suggest for most people that are just getting into travel cards for the first time. $95 annual fee. It gives you decent rewards in a number of different categories, and then it also gives you access to two sort of higher level things within the Chase Ultimate Rewards program. One of them is Chase's Travel Transfer Partners. So you can take your points that you have on this card, if you choose, and transfer them into the frequent flyer program or hotel points program of one of Chase's partners, including United, Southwest, Hyatt, Marriott, and some international airlines. A lot of good travel transfer partners. But you don't have to do that. So you can choose to do that if you want to and see if you can get more value out of those points, or you can use them through Chase's Ultimate Rewards Travel Portal. And if you do that with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you'll get a 25% boost in the value of those points when you use them through the portal. So you're getting that 25% boost if you decide to go that way. Now, you also, if you have other Chase credit cards, like perhaps the Chase Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you could take the points that you are earning from those cards, oftentimes in sort of enhanced ways when you get more on certain purchasing categories, and then pool those points with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And if you use them through the portal, you'd get that 25% boost on them. So you may have gotten enhanced points in a purchasing category from the Chase Freedom Flex, for example, put it with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then use it through that portal and get even 25% more. So that is pretty nice in terms of the ways that you can use those points, and Chase gives you sort of a good fallback position if you decide that you just don't really want a travel credit card anymore, because you can take your Chase points and you can just cash them out at a penny per point, which is sort of the industry standard for cashback cards in any sort of incarnation that you might see out there. So if you had 10,000 Chase points and you decide, I don't want to use them for travel, you could just get $100 for them. The other cards and card issuers we're going to talk about, they're not going to let you cash out at that same nice 1 penny per point rate, and that makes a difference. And then Chase's other big travel credit card is the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which has a big $550 annual fee, but you get greater rewards. You get a 50% boost when you use your points through that Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal. You get airport lounge access, and there are some travel credits as well. Not right for everybody, but if you're someone that travels a lot and you can use those credits and all that sort of thing, it could be right for you. All right, now let's talk about American Express and the Membership Rewards Program. Now, some people love American Express, love the Membership Rewards Program. I find it to be less user-friendly, a little less flexible than what Chase has to offer. For example, probably the biggest attraction of the Membership Rewards Program for a lot of people is the idea of transferring their American Express points into one of the travel transfer partners that American Express has, including Delta, Hilton, Marriott in the US, and a lot of international airlines as well. If you're someone that wants to learn the frequent flyer programs of these international airlines, learn the airline alliances that could allow you to use your points on some different airline as well to find the flight you want, well then sometimes people will find, especially on international flights where it's business class or first class seats, they'll really find outsized value for their points. But that requires a lot of learning. It requires a lot of searching in order to get that right, to find what you need, and not everyone wants to do the work that entails, especially not knowing that there's any guarantee they're going to find a great reward at the end of it all. So that is sort of the situation where people love it, or you're not going to like it as much. Now you can use your American Express points in other ways. You could use them through Amex Travel at a penny per point for the most part, and you would be fine using them that way. So that's not really a big downside necessarily. The downside to me of American Express, there's sort of a couple of them. One of them is the fact that if you decide you're kind of not into the travel rewards, you can't cash out in the same way that you can with Chase. You can cash out, but you're going to cash out for less. Where Chase is going to give you a penny per point, American Express is only going to give you 6/10 of a penny per point if you wanted to cash out your points. So that's not so attractive. And then the other thing for me that I think is sort of a hurdle is the fact that the best American Express cards in the Membership Rewards Program are going to have higher annual fees. So you're making a little more of a commitment when you decide to get into the American Express ecosystem to begin with. And those two cards are the American Express Gold or the American Express Platinum. Now, the American Express Gold has a $250 annual fee, and this is a card that people often like if they're someone that doesn't necessarily travel a lot, but they want to earn those points for travel because its rewards come more from everyday purchases, including 4 points per dollar on dining and 4 points per dollar on grocery store purchases. And there are also some other credits along the way too where you can find value with this card. On the American Express Platinum end, you've got a $695 annual fee. So There are a lot of things going on with this card, a lot of travel credits, a lot of extras. You've got decent points on travel purchases themselves. If you travel a lot, you could really like this card. You've got probably the best airport lounge network because American Express has its own lounges that are very good, and then it has a larger network as well, so people probably prefer American Express more than anyone as far as that goes. But $695 is a lot to pay, and many of the things you get from the Platinum card are things that, you know, they're nice to have, but you wouldn't necessarily pay the money to get them in the first place. So you have to kind of make the decision as to whether one of these cards is worth it for you. For some people, they can look at it and say, yes, I can see all sorts of value. Other people are sort of bending over backwards to sort of justify the fact that they're paying such a big annual fee because they want those membership rewards points. So you have to make that decision for yourself. These aren't bad cards, but they are only good cards for the right people as far as I'm concerned, and I think some people get the cards who probably are not the right people. And then there is Capital One, who I never would have put in the class of Chase or American Express when we were talking travel cards in the past, but in the second half of last year, they came out with the Venture X card, a card that competes with the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the American Express Platinum card on that sort of high end, but at a lower cost and sort of with everything those cards offer that is good and stripping away all the sort of fat and bloat that those cards have. So you have a $395 annual fee on this card, but you have a $300 travel credit every year. In the first year, at least as of now, you have a $200 vacation rental credit on top of that. Every year when you pay your annual fee again, your card anniversary, you're going to get 10,000 points equal to $100 worth of travel. You've got airport lounge access. You're getting 2 points or 2 miles, as Capital One calls them, per dollar on all of the purchases that you make. So it's a very easy card to justify without having to really jump through a lot of hoops to say, yeah, I'm paying all this money, but here's how I recoup it. You can sort of see it right off the bat how you are getting your money back from this card and getting even more. Now, that doesn't mean it is perfect. Capital One's travel transfer partners are not as good as Chase's or as American Express's, and Capital One has a nice big bonus on the Venture X card, at least as I make this video, but it is 100,000 points if you spend $10,000 in the first 6 months of having the card. Now, all of these high-end cards are going to have sort of a big spend necessary in order to get their big bonuses, but $10,000 in the first 6 months is probably bigger than almost anyone. So they're forcing you to make a big commitment up front in order to get your hands on that bonus. But even if you couldn't get the bonus necessarily, you could still justify the value of this card. But if you put that $10,000 on in those 6 months, well, then you're going to get the 100,000 point bonus. That $10,000, you'll also have earned 20,000 points on top of that. So you could think of it as getting 120,000 points for that first $10,000 worth of spend. But not everyone can easily hit that. So it has potential downsides. But to me, Capital One put themselves in a place now to compete with Chase and American Express. And though they're probably a little afraid on their higher end cards that Capital One is going to pull away from them. I think if you were someone that was newer to travel cards and you really wanted airport lounge access, for example, you could easily justify getting this card for yourself even with the $395 annual fee, because you can see how you can get that money back fairly easily. A couple other travel cards that people really like and might tell you are even better than the ones I talked about. US Bank Altitude Reserve, $400 annual fee. It's got $325 worth of credits you could earn each year. It's got some nice rewards if they fit your spending patterns. If you can be a member of Navy Federal Credit Union or you're already a member, the flagship rewards card might be something you would consider. Not as big in terms of the travel rewards it offers, so there's not all kinds of stuff going on here, but a much lower annual fee. So if you want something a little simpler, this card could be for you. All right, a few more categories to consider. I'm going to whip through these a lot faster, starting with business. American Express and Chase, the places to look. On the American Express end, you've got the Blue Business Cash Card, 2% on all of your purchases, or the Blue Business Plus Card, 2 membership rewards points per dollar on all of your purchases. The American Express Business Platinum Card could be a good option if you are someone that travels often, especially with that 35% rebate on your travel redemptions. Chase with the Inc. Business Preferred or the Inc. Business Cash, also good choices. Okay, if you are new to credit and you are a college student, you might want to consider the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Card for students or the Bank of America Unlimited Cash Reward Card for students, Capital One's Saver One card for students, or their Quicksilver card for students. The Discover Student Card, also a good option. If you are new to credit but you're not a college student, you're either out of college or maybe you're coming from another country getting your first US credit card, you could start by doing maybe a pre-qualification at the Capital One website or the Discover website. They tend to be friendlier to people that don't have a credit history, even if your credit limits might be kind of low. Capital One Quicksilver or the Discover It card, oftentimes you could get approved for. The Pedal credit card serves people that don't have a credit history. Jasper MasterCard, same thing, and oftentimes people that are coming to the US for the first time. The Apple Card has sort of mixed reviews in terms of its friendliness to people without a credit history, but some people say that they got it as their first credit card. Chase, in the last 6 months, introduced the Chase Slate Edge card for people that don't have credit histories. Essentially, doesn't offer anything in terms of rewards, but it is a way to get your first credit card. And finally, if you're someone that has bad credit, you're rebuilding your credit, I would probably say the first place to go is, again, look at Capital One or Discover, do their pre-qualifications, see if you might be able to latch on to something like the Capital One Platinum card or one of Discover's cards. If you can't get one of those cards, your credit score is too low, I would say really what you should probably do is go on to a secured credit card where you have to put a security deposit down. Yes, there is sort of a lower tier of unsecured cards where you can get unsecured credit, but you're gonna have to pay high fees. You're gonna get very low credit limits. They're not very good credit cards. Things like Credit One, First Premier, all of that kind of stuff. You would be better off saving up for a security deposit in order to get a secured credit card from one of the major banks and then build your credit up that way and then get that security deposit back when you have shown that you can use your card responsibly. So Discover has a good secured credit card that oftentimes graduates to unsecured in a very short period of time. Bank of America has good ones. US Bank introduced some new ones at the end of 2021 that are also good. So the secured card market has gotten a lot better. You can get rewards at the same time on no annual fee cards. Yes, you have to put down the security deposit, but it is not something where you're getting all these fees attached that you don't get back. Your security deposit does get refunded. So that is it. Even skimming the surface is not very easy to do in a short period of time, but hopefully you got some ideas of cards you want to go after, or at least a jumping off point to do some more research to find the cards that are right for you. If you have questions or comments, put those in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. And as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.